Lake County appraisal was $34.39. Plumbing $3,233.91.
Any additions or corrections? It'll be approved as read. On new business, got a letter from Cindy Gehring. Good morning, I'm Cindy Gehring, current treasurer of Ledbetter Cemetery Association, and resigning my position as treasurer effective June 14, 2026. I'm appointing Courtney Simmons to fulfill this position. Thank you, Cindy Gehring. Everyone agree with that? Does anyone have a problem? All right. Any old business anyone need to discuss or want to discuss? We brought it up. The building is coming. We just haven't put it in yet. The 20 by 20 that was mentioned. It is still a thing. It's happening.
Where's it going, Brady?
It's going to go in this front corner where we gain the most water.
Ah, okay.
Where nobody really wants to build a plot there, so we'll put that there. That way, when a funeral's ran, they can go through that walk gate and go straight to it. Then they're not having to throw the fake grass on, your great grandparents' plot.
I like that.
Just feel a little more comfortable about that. Then you can leave. They can go, bury or whatever. You're not right there on top of everybody. It just feels like it'd be more comfortable. And then in time, I think. Well, Cindy Gehring, actually, we talked about it, possibly even on our dimes, not on the cemetery thing. We'll probably pour concrete or gravel to make it better. At first, we'll just do a little bit of the structure and see how it goes.
So it'll be completely inside the fence?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I figured on that
The
corner.
existing fence will stay.
Yes.
Ray,
Yes, sir.
I remember 2 or 3 years ago, Rodney Reed said he would donate the dirt.
He did.
Are we still?
He's still on board with that. If we need the dirt, yes, sir.
Okay.
We just gotta go to his property,
Yeah.
dig it up,
Yeah.
get a dozer. But yes, it is still available.
Available. Yeah.
Yes. All right. On some new business items, Albert, please.
There is a piano that's been in this building for many decades. That one in the corner. It was donated by the McClellan family many years ago, we think. We have another piano that was also donated that is tuned. That one they tried to tune, cannot be tuned anymore. So the issue then is, since it can't be used for a piano, it could be possibly used for furniture, if someone wants it, because we have no need for it anymore since we already have another piano that's working fine. This one has served its purpose for many years for us. But just wanted to know if any of you might be interested in it, or if you know someone that would care. Otherwise, this is going to go away. So just wanted to let everybody know that it's available, because we can't use it anymore. It's not functional. Anybody?
She cannot have it.
I want
Cardboard floor. I know someone who wants to make a desk for one, and I'll check with her today.
Okay, all right, good.
And
Good.
if that works, we'll get it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it wasn't a rush thing, but we just were thinking about like.
I got your number ready.
Somebody, okay.
What I was gonna say is it like if you check and see, and then do y'all have a time limit that you want to give, like, okay, we have a month, if in the month nobody's claimed it, we could have to go to some chance.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we can do something like that.
yeah. That's a good idea.
If we do that, I say we give it like, I don't know, 6 months maybe. I'm gonna give people a chance, because I mean, we're just now talking about it right now.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes, sir.
Let's put it in the Sturmer store and put a sign on it.
I think you can, like the sign that says what?
Sign that says for the Ledbetter Church, donated by the Cemetery Association.
And a
For
false
the history of Ledbetter.
It can't go there till I finish arranging all the other history.
Probably you could have to stick it in the aisle.
I know.
Doug, you had some new business you wanted to speak
This is
of also.
really for information. About 10 years ago or so, Russell that for classrooms for children, vacation Bible school. It is, but it is come to the end of its usefulness. Floor is kind of falling out. It's leaning toward awe, and it's probably time for us to put something else in its place. And so it's a matter of information. We were in the earliest stages at Soul Cafe, and we felt like this was the first step to ask you if it would be all right if we replace that building with another. Still mobile, still movable, but we would have 3 classrooms and a kitchen in it to provide for what we do, especially on Wednesday night. We have to prepare food elsewhere and then bring it in. We would have a kitchen in it. And it would also be most probably built by the people of Soul Cafe, rather than trying to just buy a modular building and bring it in. So as a matter of information, I just felt like it would be best if we had your permission to head in that direction before we go any further with the idea. And so that's the presentation.
Doug, are you talking about bringing in another building or building a building that's portable?
Yes, building a portable building.
Okay.
It's
Like
not,
a pyramid beam.
Yeah.
Something pyramid.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just to replace it, it'd be almost the same size as that building, but that, it won't be 20 or 30 years, that would be a real eyesore.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that's,
So I know I work for a company called Dirksen, which the dealer over by the Casey's, which is called Tiny Hive.
Mm-hmm.
We sell portable buildings, customizable, whenever you decide you're looking for something, they also finish out as far as you want to go. If you want to do frame outs, they specialize in tiny houses. So something, if you're looking at, the lady who owns it, his name is Tammy. So if you ever...
Vaughn.
Yeah, Tammy Vaughn, she can sit down, do a whole floor plan, the building gets built at the shop in McGregor, wherever windows, doors you want to add, if you want to add like French doors, they'll cut out in for you, and if any kind of finish out work, she can do at the lot and be delivered here. If you just want the building can be delivered over here.
that's your developer meetings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, we have I've got a Dirksen
Yeah.
that I finished out. So, yeah. That gives us a structure to go with, and then we can finish it out.
Yeah.
And we're going to get all the
That probably be better.
thermal paint windows, we can do all sorts of insulation.
You're by the shells and
Yeah.
finish it out now.
And they put a hot tub in it.
Yeah, because I'm not that smart.
Comes to a hot tub.
Just go outside.
I'll be here on Sunday.
If you can leave your information at the desk there. Yes, ma'am.
And then, I was just gonna say, and it may already be the case with this building, as far as tax purposes. I think, is it set up where the church house pays for the, and so then I think as long as it's portable, then we would be able to follow that same thing, that the new building would just be taxed separately to
Right.
the church versus.
Yeah, so I've even got K&H, I've got a above ground tank. So there's nothing, the ground is never harmed. I've got an above ground tank I pay for once a month. Even though I'm still paying for it once a month, we're not using it, but whatever. It doesn't cost that much money, it's not bad. So, it's all taken care of. Any other things? Everything approved, everybody? Yes, ma'am?
I want to talk about the trees.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
And Robin and I talked a little bit about this on Facebook together, but I'm super worried about the trees in the cemetery. We've lost, just over the last maybe 5 years, we've lost numerous oak trees. And as you know, the little moss balls are everywhere, and I just feel like I love the crepe myrtles, and they're important in that cemetery, but to me, it's those oak trees that we need to preserve, and some of them just don't look well. So I feel like we need to have someone come and tell us what we need to do. Or
Does anyone know of a tree or an arborist?
So I had, and there may be, if y'all know somebody else too, but I had somebody that's done some trimming for us, and that's, has been working for other companies before his own too, but, to look at these shrubs shrubs to see if there was
Yes,
something
yes,
to
yeah, we
do
talked
with
about,
those.
yes.
And, while we were out here, he had, before I got here, he had walked through and looked at some other trees there and pointed out how like some of the crepe myrtles, there's a whole row of them, that are dead on this front side. And his concern is that if they had possibly gotten exposed to, some herbicides or something, or some glyphosates, because, you know, whether it's from just getting sprayed, to keep the weeds out of some of the gravelly parts or something. All that to say that those, removing those, we don't want to just like mulch them and drop them somewhere. We would want to remove them and burn them.
Can they be
Instead of
trimmed
spreading.
back, did he say?
Well, the ones that are dead,
No,
are dead.
they're completely,
Yeah, there's some that
just
are
from half of
completely,
them.
there's no, and then there was one, and I can see them from here. There's one that has like maybe one branch that's doing something, and then there was like one or two okay ones, and then one at the end beyond that that was struggling. But then, and then we did look at some of the oak trees, like one over here, and it's kind of
Yeah.
leaning on
Yeah,
another one.
that one's, it's
And,
on its way out.
yeah, and then one, he pointed out one over here too, that, I don't remember off the top of my head if it was dead or if it just needed some help. But, and then we talked about trimming, you know, even just general trimming them up.
Getting kind of pricing from
And
him.
he was giving a quote to me, and then I haven't got anything yet. He was gonna come back out, and I kind of added on, okay, well, what would it be if we did some trimming up too? And then I'm hearing in the minutes that we did talk about
Yeah.
trimming last time.
Yes.
I don't know, did we do anything?
No, don't ask me. I'm.
It said Al.
Yeah, I know.
Al said.
Okay, what did I
We
do?
did.
Well-
So we started out and you had somebody that was doing it and you suggested that it was going to do it and pay them 83 months. I think you paid $1,200 for the whole year.
Right.
So whatever it was.
Yeah,
And then after that, Russell and Troy said,
Yeah.
well, hey, let us do it
Right.
voluntarily for a year and see how that goes.
yeah.
But see, I thought that was supposed to be just the, not the trees, that was like the fence line. That was the fence line thing that they stepped up on.
Yeah, and that's what still everything off the fence.
Yeah.
So we still, because I was listening, I was like, oh. do we
So we still
have
agree,
somebody-
okay, so I agree, we moved to get somebody to look at these trees and
The trees.
whatever. Yeah. Got a second on that?
No, well, the trees, somebody look at them, you can use the extension office. I mean, you got an ag agent that's got access to lots of specialists. That's a free resource.
Yeah.
But, you know, and if they can help you with specialists in College Station or wherever, then, you know, go to an arborist or something. But I say use your local extension office.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I said, I'm making the motion that a qualified person come and evaluate what we need to do.
Agree, I agree. Second?
Second.
Yep. Third, fourth, fifth, okay. Okay. Put it in. Good.
And I just have one
And
more
then
question.
Yes, ma'am.
So, as far as planting trees, planting crepe myrtles, people that come in and plant a crepe myrtle, how do you, I mean, because you buy a plot, right? So how do you know where you can truly plant a tree that isn't an available plot for someone to buy? Because
Good question.
yeah.
That's a good question,
That's
because,
my
well,
question.
I have one, and I haven't been able to get a hold of the gentleman, because he doesn't live around here. His daughter passed, and she's in the back corner back here. And she was buried where she was supposed to, and somebody come in and put a concrete curb around it that's like touching the feet of the one in front of it.
And then-
My whole 2-foot gap is missing.
Oh, wow.
Haven't come up and really looked at it. I think it might be poured on top, and if it is, I'm gonna drag it back and get it where it needs to be. But yeah, I was kind of a little on the pissed off side. I was out there walking and go, where did this come from? And I know the grandpa, and he didn't know either. He's like, well, it had to be her daddy.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that was, I was real upset about that.
Do we have that when any of those, because and I would only assume it would be a local company or whoever.
Typically, the
that-
concrete's being done by Young.
Yeah, Jacob.
I'm not impressed. I don't like the way they do it. I mean,
Quarry Monument and Brenham the best.
I had mine done by a private guy, and they did a
They did
jam
very
up
well.
the other cemeteries are like that, like, I think Shelby's, they have a little list right there, you know, anything to be done, please call, blah, blah, blah. I think, Waldeck, I think, has it too.
You give them a little list that you give them when they purchase a plot that says,
Yeah, come up with
what you can do
something,
with
yeah.
that, you know, and can't do, so then they can't say they never got it.
Right.
Right, that's a good idea.
Yeah, start doing that. If nothing else, I'll give it to,
That would be an easy way to
because,
bring it in.
well, I'll give Paul a stack of them or something, because there's times I just get called, and
Yeah,
they've already like paid through them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute.
yeah,
You know, I get a call and they're like, oh, so-and-so, you know, they bought a plot years ago. And they're on my Facebook. I get everything that pops up on Phillips and Lucky, and usually I've already got it ready before they even call me. And, oh, well, no, we're burying somebody on Tuesday. Well, yeah, they're marked. I'm like, it gets a little,
so could it be like what you were talking about, if you put something on the gate there, that any planning should be approved by, you know what I mean?
by the board.
That's what I think Hope is talking about.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it needs to be, yeah,
It
definitely.
needs to be approved. We don't just start sticking trees in the ground.
Yeah, and like that, the concrete, I mean, don't just come in and just put
Yeah.
concrete because you
Yeah.
think you can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the typical plot is 5 by 10 to
Right.
answer that question. So, I mean, you know, Pat and I, back when we discussed cremations, we'll give you 2 in a plot, but you're going to give me a headstone with both names on it, period. I mean, and we didn't have issues with that. When you want to plant a tree, you plant in the middle between them.
Right.
I mean, at that point, I don't know, the tree thing gets, yeah, it gets sticky. Because, I mean, how big of a tree are you planting?
And we need to plant some trees. I
Yeah.
think, some oak trees, I think.
Okay, and maybe we could do something if we're wanting to plant some trees, but we want to do it in a controlled manner. Maybe we can put it out there that if you would like to dedicate a tree to a family member or
Yeah.
something like that, and then we can even have them sponsored by
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
That would be,
Yeah.
Yeah, because typically we only have about 2 foot between,
right.
if it's
And
2
identify where
different
we want
families,
to
it's not the
go,
same
and
plot.
then see
So,
if
I mean, that's
people would
not
like
much
to.
better for a tree. But, yeah,
And then the issue is, where does it get planted?
yes.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what,
At
we
that
would
point, we'd have
identify
to
that
pick,
first.
I think
and
that would
then-
be, you know,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to let me know, and I'm gonna go put a stake and go, you can plant right here, or
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Because that's what I do for the
Yeah.
plot. I mean, I lay it out, this is where you're digging, this is where they're going.
yeah.
So, okay.
But yeah, maybe we could come up with a,
Yeah.
and that could even be in conjunction with like the extension agent or somebody
Yes.
that would come out and say what, because there's a whole, you don't want to just stick it in what seems to be an open spot, but if you have to, yearling trees that are stinky.
Yeah. Well, then, like, Pat and I were taking some stumps out. Here some months back, we found another headstone that, it's between 2 of them, like in a space this big. It's got random initials that doesn't match either family. We still don't know on that one yet. I mean, it's just, every time you dig out there, you find like a random red brick that lines up with headstones. I mean, there's probably way more people out there than we think there are. I've got it at 1868, and I don't know, we might be older than that. There's no telling. I'm still trying. All right, we're gonna adjourn. Everybody good with that? Second that? Okay, let's end it. Let's start this, dude. We're gonna start this. We're gonna start before you. Y'all got bingo together. We gotta get y'all out of here.
I serve a risen Savior, He's in the world today. I know that He is living, whatever men may say. I see His hand of mercy, I hear His voice of cheer, and just the time salvation, lift up your voice and sing. Eternal hallelujahs to Jesus Christ the King, the hope of all who seek Him, the help of all who find. None other is so loving, so good and kind. He lives, Christ Jesus lives today. He walks with me and talks with me along His narrow way. He lives, salvation to impart. You ask me how I know He lives. He lives within my heart.
Please join us for Only Trust Him.
Come every soul, our sin rest, there's mercy with the Lord, and He will surely give you rest by trusting in His word. Only trust Him, only trust Him, only trust Him now. He will save you, He will save you, He will save you now. Oh, Jesus shed His precious blood, rich blessings to bestow. Plunge down into the crimson flood that washes white as snow. Only trust Him, only trust Him, only trust Him now. He will save you, He will save you, He will save you now. Yes, Jesus is the truth, the way that leads you into rest. Believe in Him without delay, and you are fully blessed. Only trust Him, only trust Him, only trust Him now. He will save you, He will save you, He will save you now. Only trust Him, only trust Him, only trust Him now. He will save you, He will save you, He will save you now.
Sound good this morning?
Come, Jesus, come.
Not
No, not that.
That's a VBS song.
VBS coming up next month.
Sometimes I fall to my knees and pray. Come, Jesus, come. Let today be the day. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna break, but I'm holding on to a hope that won't fade. Come today be the day. You come for the weak and the strong just the same, and all will believe in the power of His name. Come, Jesus, come. We've been waiting so long for the day you return to heal every hurt and right every wrong. We need you right now. Come and turn this around. Deep down I know this world isn't home. Come, Jesus, come. Come, Jesus, come. One day He'll come. We'll stand face to face. Come and lay it all down. 'Cause it might be today. The time is right now. There's no need to wait. Your past will be washed by rivers of grace. Come, Jesus, come. We've been waiting so long for the day you return to heal every hurt and right every wrong. We need you right now. Come and turn this around. Deep down I know this world isn't home. Come, Jesus, come. Come, Jesus, come. Come, Jesus,
This is not an obligation, but it is something that I feel compelled to do every time we gather and every year. That is to thank those of you who are interested enough even to show up. Thank you for allowing Soul Cafe to use your building and to use these premises to do what we do. And it is so much fun. And the walls are just soaking up all the good things that happened in this building. And so on behalf of all the people who attend Soul Cafe, thank you very, very much. And we hope to keep on doing this for how many years. We like to be in control of the circumstances. Would that be fair to say? I mean, in life we like to feel like we're guiding all the things that happen. Most of us realize that a good portion of our lives, this is just the way it is, I think, that a good portion of our lives are spent managing the contingencies, managing the unexpected, managing the things that seem to come to us as random, and our response is we want to get this back in control. We want somehow to hold all of this together. That's just the way life is for us. I'm glad that there are some things. We set goals and we work toward those goals. We develop a plan. We develop some sort of strategy and we execute, and somehow we get to the goal. But nearly always in the process of that execution and moving towards some sort of goal, there's just something that slips in that says, whoops, we've got to alter a little bit of the plan. I'm correct, right? Let me show you, here's a story. There was a time when the culture, the religious culture of the day, felt like that preachers really loved fried chicken. That was just a part of it. And if you invited the preacher over, you to serve fried chicken. That happened. The preacher was invited into a small rural home, and when he got there, there on the table there was chicken spaghetti, there was fried chicken, there was baked chicken dish, a big baked chicken dish, and there was chicken fricassee. And he looked and saw, wow, all these chicken dishes. Is there any particular reason? Because I know you must know that I like chicken, but why so many dishes? And the guy said, well, preacher, I'm going to tell you, we've got a circumstance. They're dying faster than we need them. And so it's a way of kind of controlling the unexpected. You do something about it. Early on, as people began to think about what the cosmos was really like, they began to notice that everything was in flux, everything was changing, everything was moving. And about 500 years before Jesus ever got around, there was a guy named Heraclitus, and he made that famous statement about you can't ever put your foot in the same river twice, because you put your foot in one time and all of a sudden the river has changed. You've moved ahead, everything is different. Well, it caused Heraclitus to ask, what in the world holds it together then? If everything is flowing, if everything is in flux, if everything is just random in there, how do we make sense out of this universe? And finally, Heraclitus, he said, I think it's something like this. There is some force in the universe that despite all the randomness and all the movement, there is some force in the universe that kind of holds it together and makes it meaningful and makes it orderly and allows us to survive in all the chaos. And that's how Heraclitus spoke of that. You might have thought what he meant was a kind of kinetic energy or a physics law. There's a law, so to speak, if we say law of nature, that holds things together. It holds the planets in their orbit. The Stoics, later on, before Jesus came, they began to think about, okay, yes, there is a law, but maybe this law is more than just a physical law. Maybe it's more than just common physics. Maybe what holds us together is a united principle. It's kind of like a rational thought. It's like somebody thinking about what needs to be done. But that was about as far as the Stoics could go. By the time Jesus came, philosophers and thinkers had been using a word to describe that governing principle. And they called it, it's spelled L-O-G-O-S, logos in Greek. And that logos was this rational thread that runs through all the chaos and kind of holds it together. It makes a fabric out of reality. It makes it livable. It makes it habitable. Jesus came along, and when John started reflecting on who Jesus was, he did something extraordinary with this idea of logos. And so in the first chapter of John, by the way, it's a different kind of a gospel. 90% of everything that John says is not found in Matthew, Mark, Luke. This is not found. It's new to the discussion. It's reflective. And it was very old. John was probably John says, in the beginning, from the very beginning, before anything else was, there was Logos. And the Logos was with God. And the Logos was God. It's not too far to say that in this intersection between the social sciences and psychology and quantum physics right now, and even theology, there is a growing understanding that consciousness is the only creating force in the universe. And that consciousness was not, in a sense, something that evolved later on. And finally we became conscious people. The idea of in quantum physics right now is that consciousness is what brought everything into being. If we were to call that the Logos, it's very similar to what the Bible is trying to say. In the beginning was that governing principle, that orderliness, the thing that makes us able to survive all of the chaos, all the unexpected in the very beginning. And it was God. And then John 13 verses later makes this extraordinary statement. He says this, and the Logos, the ordering principle of the universe, the consciousness out of which everything came to be. Get this, this is still just as extravagant as you can imagine. And the Word became flesh. Sarx is the word. In other words, not just an image, not just a ghost, but flesh and blood, the Word. The ordering principle of the universe became a flesh. And it dwelt among us. It's the word for pitch or tent. The Word, God, took on flesh and pitched a tent among us. In other words, the way we survive is not just because there is a physical law, not because of quantum physics, not because there's a kinetic energy in the universe. What the Christian idea is that we survive because there is a relationship between God who comes toward us. That's the whole image of this idea of He became flesh. That God didn't stand up in the sky and say, okay, here are the rules, and if you'll keep the rules, someday you'll get to know me. It's the picture of a God who comes and says, look, I know you've messed up. I know you right now feel like the whole world is spinning out of control. That somehow you're losing a grasp on reality. I know that. But I'm coming to you. And the Word became flesh and moved in where you moved in. Bought the farm next to yours. Gives you an apartment just next to yours. Bought the house where you live. He came toward you. And somehow, it is that presence that begins to order our own lives. It begins to give meaning to the chaos. Meaning, all of a sudden, we come out of the doctor's office, and it's not good news. We're sicker than we thought. And we have to adjust. And all of a sudden, the Logos becomes flesh again and walks into that painful reality and says, it's okay. Because I'm going to be with you. I've moved into town, your town. I've moved into the neighborhood to be with you. And I am, here's what Jesus says, I am never going to leave you or forsake you. And all of a sudden, prospects coming to our own death. Like we have thought about and remembered all these people who are your relatives, and you come and remember them. It may be the most important thing to remember as we remember our relatives is that Jesus came before you and died for you. It may be the most enormously important words you have ever heard. He loved you enough to give his life for you. And all of a sudden, our own death even takes on a new meaning. And at the last, John records this, at the last meal, he said, guys, listen, this is Passover time, but I'm going to eat it with you. I want to be with friends. I want to be in a relationship with you because you're people for whom I have come. And then he says, I'm going to give you a way to live the rest of your life. By now, Jesus is already telling his disciples, it's over for me. I know where I'm headed. I know I'm going to die. But I'm going to give you a paradigm about how to live the rest of your life, whatever it is. Matthew, Mark, and Luke talk about taking bread and breaking it. He talks about the wine that becomes his sacrifice for you. John doesn't talk about that. He doesn't mention it at all. John says Jesus got up from the table and he wrapped a towel around it. And he took a basin of water and he washed the feet of his friends. That's a job for the hired hand. That's the job of the lowest person on the economic totem pole. And Jesus says, I'm going to make sense out of all this randomness in light of the unexpected, in light of the things that we don't plan for. Here's the way to live out the rest of your life and give meaning. Just learn how to serve one another. Does that make a difference in your community? If we realize that all of life is calling us simply to be in service, serve with your words even. There are a lot of other ways of doing it. Why not serve with words? A little kid comes in the back of the church and they're a little worried. You can see it on their face. When they get up close to you, you just kind of lower your eyes down where you look right at their face and say, wow, it's great to see you today. I'm so glad you're here. And all of a sudden, in the Spirit of Jesus, you have served that little child. Let me tell you something. That makes all of life different. There's a reason why we can go on. And everything that's happened to you that's been so bad, you've been treated bad, you experienced maybe the rejection of other people. Regardless of what has happened, here's the greatest news in the world. And God moved toward you, the Logos, the ordering principle of the universe, moved toward you. And as we say at our church, I know people who come to Soul Cafe will get tired of this. I don't know whether you can see this picture right here. We kind of like this one. Can you kind of see that? It's mythological in its greatest sense. It's Jesus standing, well, there's Saturn, there's Jupiter, there's Mars, there's Venus. Here's the picture. That Jesus stands at the very center of the universe. And here's the way Paul puts it. He reaches out his arms and he holds all things together. I've got at least a proposal for you. there's a Jesus at the center of the universe that holds all things together when it looks like they could be just spinning out of control. I think that is the Jesus who can hold all things together when it seems like they're spinning out of control in your life. Just open your heart to Him. Open your life to the ordering personality, the person that holds everything together. I think that's pretty good news. Let's pray before we sing our last song, if that's all right. Father, thank you that we are not left to our demise at the clenched fist, randomness, at the brutality of chaos. Thank you that we have overcome because you came to us. And it is in the name of the Lord Christ we thank you. We thank you, thank you. Amen.
Great stillness, but I'll be with you.
Would you like to stand? Good.
So we meet